Hi. I was just on Omegle or Omegle, I've heard it pronounced different ways. It's a website where you can either video or text chat with a stranger, and I put in various interest or tags, if you will, and I was matched up with two people who supposedly liked YouTube. That was one of the things I put in. Very stale conversation, and so when they closed it, I hit refresh, like got a new conversation, and at the top it said, "You both like ASMR." So I was connected with a stranger that liked ASMR, and I was like, "That's amazing." And I was like, "Oh, hi," because I didn't expect that somehow. I thought, okay, a lot of people like it. I don't know if they're on this website and putting that as an interest. And that person also said, "Oh," they just said, "Oh," and I said, "Oh, hi." Like we were both surprised, so we laughed at that. And it turns out this person has an ASMR channel, started 2 days ago. Didn't want to reveal it though, because they're like, I want to see where I can go without pushing my content. But I said that I had a channel and gave them the name and said that, if you ever want to push your channel or just say hi or something. I also linked my friend's Melissa Rose ASMR, link in the description, because she's a fairly small channel and doing ASMR, various different content, so I love it. And I like it. I think it's really relaxing. So this was fun. And then it turned out the person also said that they had a lot of time now making content, so it's like to focus on that. And so I asked, like, "Oh, are you in lockdown?" And I continued them. I hit enter to send it, and then I continued saying, "I'm in Sweden, so we're not on official lockdown, but I'm taking time off work anyway because I'm immunocompromised." And while I was typing that, they hit in like, "I live in Finland," and I was like, "What? No way!" So ASMR and Scandinavia, who knew? That's amazing. So, and the last thing they said, I still have it open here. It was just like, "Oh, but small world, I guess." I said, "Yeah, ASMR in Scandinavia. Who knew?" That's literally what I said to them. "Yeah, that's so cool." And then I said, "Hey, I'm gonna go try to clean up a filthy kitchen now, but hit me up if you want to talk again," because I gave them my channel. I said, like, "Hey, well, I make very casual video blogging videos. It's mostly me rambling for my own sake, but if you want to push your content or just say hi or whatever, so." And good luck with your channel. And they said, "Yeah, same with you. Good luck. I think we will hear about each other in the future. See ya." So that was brilliant. I love things like this. I love when it's a small world. I think that there was one time when mother and I, we were on a train. This was a million years ago. As a teenager, we decided to go to the restaurant one part, and we sat down, and because it was so busy, we asked this one woman who was sitting in with the table right, and so we asked, "Can we sit here?" And she said, "Yeah." They start talking. They were about the same age, and just a little bit, and then they started talking more, and I was mostly just sitting there. I was young. I didn't really care to talk to someone older like that. But they had a fun conversation, just decent. Like, turns out they started talking, and on this random train from Stockholm back to our hometown or city, it's a small city, it turns out they had relatives. We were somehow very distantly connected because they both had like relatives that went back to a specific small like village, like very small town. What? Random woman on the train. There was another time when my friend Kai was she has been living in the States for a million years, almost her entire life. They moved there when she was like a teenager, and her sister lives in London. And I had a Swedish friend that went to London as an exchange student, and we were talking on back then MSM, and she said, "Oh my gosh, I made friends with this other Swedish girl, so I'm gonna visit her." And I was like, "Oh, that's so cool." And I was also chatting, like text chatting on MSM with my friend Kai, and she's saying like, "Yeah," and it just randomly came up that her sister was having a Swedish exchange student over. And I was like, wait, hold your horses here. What's going on? And I had to like ask them both. Yeah, it was her. So out of all people in freaking London, My friend here from Sweden, south of Sweden, she goes to London, and then my United States friend, Swedish originally, both of them, of course, but then they moved, and ah, how that is crazy. I love a small world like that. I love it. Another time, Mother and I were looking at art, and she found this photograph of a beautiful place, and she was like, I know this place. This place where this was taken is another one of those, like, I used to spend time here as a child because we had relatives there. They were like her cousins or something, I think. And she was like, oh, in this little village or like very, very small town, we used to play around with things. And she started talking to them, like, oh, well, this is our son who took the photo. He'll be right back. And then he came back, and it was like a kind of not relatives connection, distant relatives, but still, that was just like, oh, he'd been there, he took that beautiful photo, she bought it, he was like a great photographer, and it was just like all these wonderful little connections. It's so cool. I love when the world feels that small, when just like the most random thing can happen and it just feels so great. And now, like I told this person, I'm going to try to tidy up in the kitchen a little bit because it's really needed. It's messy and filthy, like actually needs to be clean the countertops and vacuumed a bit. So I'm going to do a little bit of that before I relax a bit more. And yeah, I got some videos coming up and I'm so excited to be back and making more. So, if you can hear a noise, it's because it's very cold in this apartment. So we have this extra radiator, this heater that we just plug in and let it just stand because the radiators in here, they kind of blow. It's usually pretty cold here. So we got this extra heater, so I didn't even think about that. So if you can hear a humming sound in the background, that's what it is. Yes, these are my reading glasses and they're still crooked. I don't want to go into the store when I have a lung problem. I don't want to be around lots of people and get COVID. So, yeah, but I'm going to fix them later and get them adjusted. They're kind of crooked this way. I don't know. And they have a tendency to slide down a lot. I just need them to be kind of adjusted. That's it. Thank you for listening. It's a small world. Goodbye.